The Chinese People's Liberation Army unveiled its latest type of transport helicopter, which is also known as the Aviocopter Z8L. The new 15-ton class helicopter is expected to enter service with aerial assault troops and to play a major role in multiple scenarios, including amphibious assault missions. Bearing a resemblance to the Leonardo AW101 Merlin, the Z8L is a derivative of the AC313 civil helicopter, and it is itself a copy of the French SA321 Super Frelon. The Z8L is reported to be powered by 3 WS6 turboshaft engines. Equipped with a new type of photoelectric device and self-defense systems, including radar warning receiver and infrared decoys, the Z8L has higher survivability than other current PLA helicopters. To get in detail with this particular important information and various other considerable inputs, let us begin with today's defense updates of 11th of September 2020. Hello and welcome to BigCrack Exams. We are one-stop solution for you if you are preparing for various defense examinations like NDA, CDS, AFCAT, INET, Territorial Army and Indian Air Force, Airman Group X, Group 5, and also for the examinations of the Central Armed Police Force Assistant Commandant's examination, which is going to be conducted very soon in the month of December. So I would like to completely recommend you that you have to download our Android app from Google Play Store and subscribe yourself to any other most important course that will help you in your preparation in cracking any important defense examination for you becoming a future officer of your dreams. Okay, so now I would like to begin with a question of the day that I posted on 10th of September 2020, and the question that I asked was, Yash Siddhi is the motto of which regiment of Indian Army? I repeat the question. Yash Siddhi is the motto of which regiment of Indian Army? Everybody has given a correct answer for this, and the answer is Mahar Regiment, and I'm very happy that people are responding to the questions. So the Mahar Regiment is the infantry regiment. It is composed of the different communities. As of now, the communities will be presented from the various states like Maharashtra, Madhya Pradesh, Uttar Pradesh and Bihar. So 4 important states people can be recruited into the Mahar Regiment as the soldiers into the Indian Army, and those states include the Maharashtra, Madhya Pradesh, Uttar Pradesh and Bihar. The regimental center and the headquarters of the Mahar Regiment is located at Sagar in Madhya Pradesh. This particular regiment was founded in the year of 1941, and the motto of the regiment is Yash Siddhi, which can be translated into English as success and attainment. If you go through the decorations of this particular regiment, it includes 1 Paramveer Chakra, 4 Mahavir Chakras, 32 Veer Chakras, 1 Ashoka Chakra, 4 Kirti Chakras, 39 Shaurya Chakras, 1 Padma Shri, 9 Param Vishisht Seva Medals, 3 Uttam Yudh Seva Medals, 6 Ati Vishisht Seva Medals, 4 Yudh Seva Medals, 49 Vishisht Seva Medals and 221 Sena Medals, including 107 mentioned in dispatches and 2 Jeevan Raksha Padaks. So the current commander of the Mahar Regiment is Major General Sudhakar G. Vishisht Seva Medal. Also, I would like to recommend you to mention in the comment section who is that one important personality of the Mahar Regiment who is awarded with the Paramveer Chakra, and a brief history of his story. So that is it regarding the question of the day that I have posted yesterday, and now we will begin with the very few and in brief the important defense updates. And the first and foremost defense update for today is India and France have decided to expand the cooperation in the Indian Ocean region. Both of them are discussing, the both defense ministers, including the Indian Defense Minister Rajnath Singh and the French Defense Minister Florence Parly, have both met together in the Ambala Air Force Station before the induction ceremony of the Rafale, and after the induction ceremony of Rafale, they have also met together and have discussed a lot of important inputs at the very important air bases. Both of them have held a brief conversations at the Air Force Station Palam in New Delhi shortly after her arrival on Thursday morning. Officials have even said that the two sides have reviewed the entire gamut of bilateral cooperation and exchanged views on contemporary regional and global security issues of the mutual interest. In all of these important discussions that were done between the important defense ministers and very other major important defense officials, including the Indian Air Force Chief RKS Bhaduria, the Chief of Defense Staff of India General Bipin Rawat, and all the other important officials of the France, the defense officials have discussed together in increasing and improving their bilateral cooperation and in extending their mutual support in fighting all the other territorial and the global, medical and other important disputes. Now going through with the next important update is that India and China have both agreed on a 5-point plan for resolving border standoff in eastern Ladakh. So both the India's Foreign Minister S. Jaishankar, Subramaniam Jaishankar, and his Chinese counterpart Wang Yi have agreed in the Shanghai Cooperation Organization's Foreign Ministers Summit at both the sides shall abide by all existing agreements and protocol on China-India boundary affairs, and they have also said that they will maintain peace and tranquility in the border areas and avoid any action that could escalate the matters. So both of these discussions were made between both the important foreign ministers, and our foreign minister S. Jaishankar has produced the talks and the views of India in a very good and in a very appreciable way. To get in detail regarding the conversation between both of them, a joint statement with both of them have said that the two sides have also agreed to continue to have dialogue and communication through special representative mechanism on the India-China boundary question. Okay, so still they will continue to have the dialogues and communications. They have also agreed in this context that the working mechanism for consultation and coordination, also known as the WMCC, on India-China border affairs should also continue at its meeting. Okay, so that is it regarding this particular most important information. If you want to go know and get in detail regarding the conversations and what all things have been done between this particular important summit, and the important inputs that are given by the Russian counterparts are also given in our blog and also in the PDF study material. Those interested candidates can go through the PDF study material also. Going through with the next important update is Modi and Abe have held its summit dialogue over phone, over telephonic conversation. Both of them have had the conversations. Shinzo Abe, the Prime Minister of Japan, and Narendra Modi, the Prime Minister of India, both have announced the Indo-Japan Navy Pact yesterday. So this is a very, very important and a very groundbreaking important news for us to consider for today. Both India and Japan on Thursday, that is yesterday, they have held their annual summit in a unique fashion over telephone, as Delhi and Tokyo concluded the much anticipated mutual logistic pact for their navies to ensure a free and open Indo-Pacific region amid China's aggressive policies. Okay, so the main reason between this important pact is that we have to maintain the Indo-Japan relations in a very good and in a very prosperous way, so that the more the better the relationships are there between India and Japan, the better we will be able to tackle the Chinese aggression in all the other areas, including the Polynesia, Micronesia, and all the other important areas wherever things the Chinese is trying to put itself. So it is very important that the Indo-Pacific region stays completely free. That means it is not a territory of any particular country, and Indo-Pacific region and various other Indian Ocean region, all of these are completely economic zones, and they are completely free for all the other countries' navies, and the trade and the commerce should continue and prosper. All the other countries should prosper. So this is the main reason behind this particular pact. And this was also outgoing the Japanese PM Shinzo Abe's first summit talk since he decided to step down last month over health reasons. Okay, so he decided to step down as the Prime Minister due to his health reasons, but both the sides have decided to go ahead with the leadership level dialogue as scheduled on September of 10th, that is yesterday. Going through with the next important update is China has unveiled a new commando helicopter, and that particular helicopter is known as the Aviocopter Z8L. Okay, so Aviocopter Z8L, this is what I was discussing with you in the introduction session, that this is an expected to enter service with aerial assault troops and to play a major role in multiple scenarios, including amphibious assault missions in the case of China. So China has acquired this particular helicopter. It is also a very major hand, and regarding this particular one, it is a little bit one step ahead of us regarding this particular helicopter, so we have to be very, very careful. Bearing a resemblance to the Leonardo AW101 Merlin, so we also know that Chinese, whenever they try to make and acquire a new aircraft or a new helicopter, any other important military manufacturing that they do, they simply copy from the other countries, and it is very rare that they do their own choice, and it is until now there are only one or two like that. So this is also a resemblance to something, the Leonardo AW101 Merlin, and it is the derivative of AC-313 civil helicopter, and it is itself a copy of the French SA-321 Super Frelon, and this is also reported to be powered by 3 WS6 turboshaft engines. Okay, mention in the comment section what are all the specialities of the French SA-321 Super Frelon and what all things are there. You can even compare with the characteristics that this particular helicopter Aviocopter has. Okay, going through in detail regarding this particular information is that this particular helicopter Aviocopter Z8L is equipped with a new type of photoelectric device and a self-defense systems. So even though they try to copy the design and the other features, they try to include and incorporate advanced and the next level technologies and aviation technologies in the important manufacturing defense. So we have to consider all of those other information also. It also includes radar warning receivers and infrared decoys, and it also has higher survivability than other current PLA helicopters. In addition to operating in a wide range of terrains including deserts and mountains, the Z8L can also join cross-sea amphibious assault missions when operating from the People's Liberation Army Navy's Type 75 amphibious landing and assault ships. That is it regarding this particular information. Going through with the next and the final information that you have to understand is that the Indian armed forces and the other important security forces in the Jammu and Kashmir, they have found the terrorists to possess US made M series carbine rifles. Now we have to understand how do the terrorists at the Jammu and Kashmir are able to get these US made rifles, which is very difficult in even the normal procedures to get those. So this is very important. They have also, to get in detail regarding this one, that 3 US made sophisticated M series carbine rifles have been recovered by police in Kashmir in the last 2 days. And in Baramulla, 2 such weapons were found in a hideout in Uri near the line of control. And it is also reported that various other rifles were being transported through the other cargo and other equipment through lorries and tankers and various other means in between the important generic people, which is a very dangerous issue for the cause of security for the people who are living in the Jammu and Kashmir. So they have found out these rifles. Now the militants in the valley have mostly been using AK-47 AK series rifles. See, since the last few days, wherever I was covering with you about the important militancy disputes and the situation that is going on in the Jammu and Kashmir and the Ladakh, I usually used to mention only about the AK-47 or AK series rifles, but now they have seen the US made rifles also coming up, so which is really a cause of concern for the security forces who are deployed there. And this is really a sophisticated American made M series weapons, and these are one step ahead of the weapons that our security forces are possessing. So you have to understand, for the case of terrorists, it is very impossible, but in the case of intergovernmental agreements, it is possible to get these rifles from United States of America. So we can understand from where the terrorists are getting all of these nonsense rifles. The main reason is that the terrorists are being funded, and each and every other terrorist and the infiltrator is being proposed, and everything is being done by the Pakistan. So this clearly indicates how Pakistan is using its strategies to infiltrate militancy into the state of the Jammu and Kashmir. Now we will have a very quick review by going through some of the most important questions, and the first and foremost question is, Rajnath Singh and Florence Pali held a brief conversation at which Air Force station shortly after her arrival on Thursday morning for the Rafale induction ceremony? They both have discussed at the Air Force station Palam, which is located in New Delhi. Going through with the next important question is, Japanese envoy to India is Satoshi Suzuki. Why are we studying about this particular person? We are studying about him. The main reason is because the Japanese envoy is the main person who signed the document that we recently just now studied about the India-Japan Naval Agreement. So that agreement will be formally signed by the Japanese envoy to India, and he is Satoshi Suzuki. Going through with the next important question is, the Chinese People's Liberation Army PLA unveiled its latest type of transport helicopter, which is what? It is also known as the Aviocopter Z8L. Now we will have the question of the day, and the question of the day for today is, which regiment of Indian Army is perhaps the only infantry in the world to adorn a naval symbol as its insignia? I repeat the question, which regiment of Indian Army is perhaps the only infantry regiment in the world to adorn a naval symbol as its insignia? The answer for this and the explanation for it I will be giving you in the next session. Until then, stay tuned to SSB Crack Exams, subscribe to this channel, download our Android app from Google Play Store. Always stay safe, stay healthy, eat healthy food, keep smiling. Jai Hind.